In 2018 alone, there has been around 14,000 calls, 5,000 cases reported, 7,000 high indicators, 11,000 moderate indicators, and 2,700 calls from the victims and survivors. High cases contain high level of the indicators of human trafficking. Moderate cases contain several of the indicators, but lack the core details like force, fraud, or coercion. So as an example of a moderate case, I think of two specific things that have happened very recently in Jacksonville, North Carolina, where I'm living now, where there were girls that posted all over Facebook about how they had been followed by strange men into a shopping mall that I've actually been in, and were afraid to go to their vehicles in the parking lot because these men were waiting for them at their vehicles. So that men actually left after the police arrived. So, and the police weren't able to do anything about it. That's why they were sharing all over Facebook. Anyways, so victims face many challenges in accessing help. Their traffickers may confiscate their identification, documents, and money. They may not speak English. They may not know where they are, and because they've been moved frequently, they're often not allowed to contact or communicate with their families and friends, and they may have trouble trusting others due to their traffickers' manipulation and control tactics. Traffickers lure victims by manipulating and exploiting their vulnerabilities. Traffickers recruit, transport, harbor, obtain, and exploit victims, often using force, threats, lies, or other psychological coercion. Traffickers can be the lone individuals, or it can be part of an extensive criminal network. Pimps, gangs, family members, labor brokers, employers of domestic servants, small business owners, and large factory owners have all been found guilty of human trafficking. Their common thread is the willingness to exploit human beings for profit. This is a map of the hotspots of the Ozarks, where they're all mostly along the interstate, which coincides with the idea of victims being transported everywhere. According to the National Hotline statistics, the states have been ranked according to amount of cases reported. So, taking first place is California, with a staggering 760 cases. In second place is Texas with 455 cases. Third place is Florida with 367 cases. And down the line there's North Carolina at 11th place, which is where I live, with 126 reported cases, and Missouri in 20th place with 72 reported cases. I've also added the statistics of the gender, age, and the citizenship status of all the reported cases. I found it interesting that the numbers are just about even with citizenship status, knowing that there's just about as many foreign nationals as there are actual citizens that are being abducted and taken advantage of was a staggering number to me. And I was also shocked by the age group statistics. I thought there would be probably more minors in that number than how much there are. But I'm really not surprised by the gender statistics. I mean, more females. Mostly females. Internationally, about 560,000 women and children are trafficked every year. Currently, human trafficking is the third most profitable criminal activity, surpassed only by drugs and weapon trafficking. Third world countries typically have most vulnerable women as they're in search of career opportunities in other nations that have promised of paying well. Traffickers take advantage of these facts, and they feed lies to these women, like opportunities for nannying or even modeling opportunities in profitable countries. The regions that the most trafficking happens are being taken from would be from the former Soviet republics, or from Asia, or from Latin America. These victims are typically sent to the most profitable countries, and the United States is at the top of that list. There are many solutions to the issue of human trafficking and ways that us citizens can help the efforts to end human trafficking today. We can help raise awareness of the problem. We can volunteer to become a big brother or big sister, or we can volunteer and support any of the forms of anti-trafficking efforts in our area. And lastly, help the victims find their voice so that others can understand the severity of this issue. Legal effort can be taken as well. With the new bill that got rid of the advertisements of the free media websites, we can also lobby our position on human trafficking and promote awareness to the local politicians. Raising awareness is a major component in keeping our nation's women and children safe. This is an issue that is easily swept under the rug and is not discussed by the media today. As citizens, it is our duty to help our fellow women understand the hidden dangers of sex trafficking. There are so many ways that we can spread this information to the public. We can make posters or flyers for your local area. We can put together fundraisers to donate money to fighting human trafficking organizations. We can join or establish a school or club to fight human trafficking. We can put together any event, really, to raise awareness. And the easiest possible way is just to share this video. Big Brothers and Big Sisters is a wonderful organization to help combat human trafficking by giving children a more solid foundation they would not have already had. This organization provides children facing adversity with strong, enduring, professionally supported one-on-one relationships that change their lives for the better forever. With this foundation of trust and respect, these children are considered less than vulnerable and will likely become a target of human trafficking. And will be less likely to become a target of human trafficking, sorry. Anyway, so Stand Against Trafficking is an organization based out of Southwest Missouri, actually Springfield, that promotes the awareness of human trafficking. This organization is passionate about educating the community on what human trafficking is, how to be aware of the signs of a trafficking victim, and what resources are available to those who may be trafficked. So Stand Against Trafficking exists to mobilize the community to end human trafficking in the Ozarks. As a former member of the Southwest Missouri, I myself was very excited to see this sort of organization in our area. I actually hope it just goes viral and it becomes a resource for victims and really anybody, so that they can learn and they can prevent trafficking as well as helping those who have suffered through this as well. So there are many acts put in place by the government in order to protect the victims of human trafficking. But one of my favorites is a recent bill just signed by President Trump, the FOSTA bill that targets online sex trafficking and enables victims and states to pursue those websites. There are certain websites called free media websites that for many years the sex trade industry has been running rampant with, just using advertisement on these websites to promote human trafficking and sell these poor victims' bodies. Sites like Backspace and Craigslist are now restricted from promoting these sorts of advertisements. However, some believe that with this eradication of the advertisement, the traffickers will be finding more creative ways to sell sex without being detected. This may be counterproductive because with the creative new ways they sell sex, we will fall further away from our reach from the victims. Yet the number of victims continues to rise since the bill was enacted. In conclusion, this is truly just a devastating problem, and it breaks my heart to see it in our world today. You'd think we'd be better, but as a community we really need to shed light more on this subject and make it harder for traffickers to get away with the deviant acts they execute. No one can do everything, but everyone can do something. Thank you.